So there's a couple ways you can explain the fine-tuning in the universe. Only a couple ways that I can think of that you can explain this fine-tuning. To stay inside the room especially. One is to say that it's just the result of chance. And people do say that. The other is to say, well, no, actually there's something about the physics involved that necessitates they end up this way. There is no other option. This is the way that physics works. The third is to say, well, look, if there are an infinite number of universes out there in the multiverse, why would you be surprised that one looks like ours? You could do this randomly, just roll out an infinite number of universes. If that's the case, one is going to look like ours and support life. It's not about fine-tuning, it's about something else. Two of these explanations will keep you in the room. Of course, remember that the idea that we are part of a multiverse means that there's a multiverse generator outside our universe, outside the room, that is accountable for what's in the room. Make sense? So this one takes us out of the room. But these two you could actually have if you just said, look, the way physics are in the room and given chance, this is what happens. I want to examine these just quickly with you to see if these actually work. Let's go to our whiteboard for a second. The first is fine-tuning the result of just chance. Well, I want you to understand when someone says it's just chance, like sitting at that card table, why did he get 28? It's just chance. You realize that chance means that I don't really have an explanation. It just happened, right? So when someone uses the word chance, I don't want you to think about it like it's some kind of explanation. It's not an explanation. If someone says chance is what caused, it just means I don't know the answer. It just happened. And I doubt you would be satisfied with that explanation from a scientist. And this is why that explanation is so unsatisfying to scientists. If you look at this, could you imagine? So I get there, right? And why do they call me to the scene? Well, dude, this is probably a homicide investigation. No, it's just a coincidence. It's just chance. Happens all the time. I could have walked away. How satisfying would that have been for the victim's family? I don't think so. They want me to actually figure out why it looks like it's been fine-tuned for death. This is what Davies says. I love Paul Davies. He says this in a book called The Goldilocks Enigma, Why is the Universe Just Right for Life? He says it this way. He says, how much chance are you willing to put up with? How much can we buy in a scientific explanation? One measure of what is involved can be given in terms of coin flipping. The odds of 10 to 120. Now remember, we did an illustration. We weren't even close to this number. Is like getting heads no fewer than 400 times in a row. If the existence of life in the universe is completely independent of a big fixed mechanism, and he believes, by the way, it is independent, but he says if it's just a coincidence, then those are the odds against our being here. That level of flukiness seems too much to swallow. Well, he's right. I don't think chance is a good answer, and either do they.